What's going on, guys? This is Matt Does Fitness and this is a mushroom style shower cap. And in this video I'm going to talk about whether whey protein is dangerous. Now let me start by saying no study has ever proved categorically that taking whey protein is bad for you, alright? The kind of rumour, the thought tends to be that it damages your kidneys or liver. But like I said, there have been no proven links between taking whey protein and kidney or liver damage. Obviously, that being said, you need to be sensible about your protein consumption and not go crazy. There are two kind of rules you need to follow. The first one is, I've said this in previous videos, you don't need any more than about 0.7 of a gram per pound of body weight, right? That is sufficient each day. On top of that, the majority of your protein intake each day needs to come from food, your regular food, okay? So your animal products, that kind of stuff. If you're getting any more than half of your daily intake of protein from whey protein or supplements, that is too much, right? Remember, they're called supplements. The idea is they supplement your existing diet. So you shouldn't be getting the majority of your protein from supplements like whey protein, right? That is a bonus. I mean, I take one after training, I take one in the morning and one before bed. But the majority of my protein I try and get from my meals and my regular food, okay? So that is the way you need to go. That being said, if you do take too much, if you have too much in one day, you go a bit crazy, don't panic. You're not gonna irreparably damage your kidneys or liver. The worst case is that you'll probably just wee out and have expensive urine, right? I've got a friend of mine who used to work a certain job. It required him to take a urine test. At the time he was taking quite a lot of whey protein, probably more than you should do, and in his urine test they said he was fine, he had no problems, but it was very, very high in protein. So effectively he's taking his whey protein and he is weeing it all out, okay? You need to bear in mind that obviously whey protein and those kind of protein supplements are, whereas in your food the protein is mixed up with everything else so it gets gradually digested, your body uses it over time. With the whey protein, those kind of products, your body absorbs it very, very quickly. And if you take any more than about probably 20 or 30 grams in one go, it's going to flush straight through you. So take small amounts, spread out throughout the day. Don't go for one big hit in one go because your body simply can't handle it. But like I said, if you do, don't panic, you're probably just going to wee it out. Now, lots of the negative connotations associated with a high protein or high whey protein diet came from a study in 2010 which concluded that protein or whey protein, the supplements were very high in certain metals, things like I think it was arsenic and lead, which obviously you're not meant to be consuming too much of. So yeah, their conclusion was they're high in arsenic and lead, and everyone panicked and said, oh, you shouldn't be eating these things, they're really bad for you. However, what studies since then have shown is that in this study, the 2010 one, firstly they were giving the participants far too much whey protein, right? So they were having much more protein than you would normally recommend. So that's the first thing. The second thing was, when they tested other food products, they found that they were higher in these things than the protein was. So they said that whey protein was high in arsenic and lead, but then they tested things like, I think it was like, I don't know, beans or like tuna and bread and stuff, and they found they were also high in arsenic and lead, in some cases higher than the whey protein. So although, yeah, there was arsenic and lead and those metals present, basically the conclusion is that it is present in almost everything we eat. So unless you're going crazy, like I said, and eating pounds and pounds of protein each day, you don't need to worry about it. Now, the only couple of things, like warnings I would sound, are firstly, when they're making these kind of protein supplements, sometimes they treat them with acid. That's the way they kind of separate the whey out from the milk and stuff. So they use this acid treatment, which obviously is not great. You don't want to be consuming these kind of acid products basically. So that is basically a much cheaper way for them to produce the protein. So all I would say is, if you see a whey protein or a protein supplement that seems to be stupidly cheap, there's probably a reason for that, right? So I'll just be a bit, I'll sound a word of caution. Don't think, oh yeah, this 10 pounds of protein I can get for like $2 or £5. That's probably because there's something wrong with it, right? So don't automatically assume the cheapest ones are the best. However, if you can find a decent bargain and it's a good quality product, by all means go for it. The other word of warning is that obviously if you are dairy or lactose intolerant, then again the whey protein is not going to be a good move. So obviously check for allergies and stuff, and check you haven't got any underlying problems that it's going to affect you. But as a general rule, like I said, as long as you don't go too crazy and you're not getting the majority of your protein each day from the supplements, then you're fine. by all means, go for it. Have a field day. And to finish, I just want to say that, to be honest, I personally find these kind of recommendations quite annoying, basically. I mean, lots of people come out, you read things in, I don't know, papers and journals and online or whatever, and they say, oh, this thing's terrible, you know, this thing causes cancer, this thing is going to give you, you know, all these illnesses. And almost all the time it turns out to be completely, you know, complete misinformation, or they found some tiny little correlation which in reality is utterly irrelevant. So you need to take these things with a pinch of salt. It tends to be that, you know, the people that say whey protein is really bad for you are probably the same people that say, you know, you shouldn't squat deep. Okay, obviously if you squat deep, it puts pressure on your knees, but in order to strengthen your knees, you need to put pressure on your knees. So it's kind of swings and roundabouts. Unless you're going to sit at home wrapped in cotton wool, you know, protected from all the elements, then you need to disregard lots of these kind of studies and things you read, because otherwise you'll spend your whole life being paranoid, and it's just, yeah, there's no need to be that. And that's it, guys. So hope you found the video informative. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please press like. Please feel free to leave me any feedback if you disagree with me, if you agree with me, if you have any kind of, you know, experiences along those lines. Put it in the comment section. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe as always, and I will see you in my next video.